friends, welcome back to Sheena's Homestead. Today we are talking about blackberries. Now this is a really important episode because in order to ensure that you have a harvest for next year, you have to take care of certain things in the fall. And we are at that point where our blackberries need a little bit of care. So this is going to be a two-part process. In the fall, I like to go through my bushes and just look to see which ones have fruited. It is very simple to see and very easy to tell that this one was a fruiting branch. And you can see that this whole thing had fruit on it at some point. So that means we're never going to get fruit out of this branch again. And this is the one that we want to take out right now. So you can see all the little branches that came off of this one cane and how much it did fruit. But this will never ever fruit again as long as it lives. You can let it go year after year and you will never get fruit from this branch anymore. So that is why I like to do the process right now. So we'll eliminate that. And then in the future, when it becomes winter and our plants are all completely dormant, we'll come back and do another cutting. And I will show you later, probably on a warm day in February, a warmer day in February, and I'll show you how I do the rest of the plants. But for now, we're just going to pull out everything that has fruited before. We want to take out dead parts too. We're just trying to make this as healthy as possible. So I found some branches that must have bloomed late because they still have blackberries on them. So I'm hoping by cutting back a little bit that will give these some sunlight and some open air, and they will likely ripen for us. Also, don't forget to remove anything that is diseased or dead or even broken. Make your plants healthier for next year. It's important to know that any part of the branch that has fruited means that the entire branch will no longer fruit ever again. So even if you have different parts growing out that look like branches that have never had any fruit on them, it doesn't matter. This cane will never fruit again. I'm filming, honey. So this is a brand new cane. It is on its first year. Next year, this cane will fruit. But we don't want to let it get this long. We want to keep them around 4 to 5 feet. So I am going to snip this guy back, and I will probably have to snip him in the winter too. But for now, we're just keeping him under grafts so that it doesn't get too out of control. What these canes want to do is get long enough to bend over and touch the ground. And when they do, they can start to grow little roots at the tip of the plant into the ground and replant itself. So it is just trying to reproduce, but we want to keep all of this energy into this branch because we want this to fruit for us next year and not become a new plant. Sometimes you have to be a little aggressive. So this is a cane that I clipped earlier in the season. You can see right here that I didn't allow it to get longer than about 4 to 5 feet. And you can see how much lateral growth has happened since I made this clip. I just showed you a cane that was growing super long and skinny that wanted to replant itself in the ground. That is not what we want. When we clip them like this, you can see it right here. You can see how much growth is coming off the sides. Now, next year, these will all fruit and have loads and loads of blackberries on them. And that is what we're going for. By clipping the end, we are encouraging lateral growth instead of it wanting to get long and reproduce itself into the ground. This is how I get so much fruit from one plant. So our second part process, like I said, will be in the winter time. And at that time, we will come out here when all of these are bare and we will clip each of these lateral growths down to about 12 to 18 inches. And that just gives them a lot more strength, a lot more energy to get ready for the spring and produce a lot. In conclusion, we want to clip all of the branches, all of the canes that have already fruited. They will never fruit again. Secondly, we want to make sure that any of our canes that have gotten really long in their first year are cut to at least 4 or 5 feet so that we can encourage lateral growth. And third, we will come back out here in the wintertime when the plant has gone dormant and trim some of those lateral branches down to 12 to 18 inches each. That will encourage more energy to go down into the plant. It actually strengthens the branch that they will be growing on and lets more of the energy go into the berry and fruiting and flowering instead of growing into reproducing itself. I hope this video was helpful for you. I know a lot of you have asked how I get so many blackberries out of my little garden here, and this is how I do it. I think that I've finally mastered the skills to help my plants stay healthy and strong and reproduce, grow for me as best they can. So thank you so much for following along today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you haven't already subscribed, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time on Sheena's Homestead. Bye, friends.